Her car was out of gas and she rationed the food and water that she had as she hiked as far as she could get. She was trying to get cell service to call for help.
A North Texas student recalls the 5 days she spent stranded in the desert of Arizona on a trip to the Grand Canyon. Fox 4's Lori Brown has our story.
Hopefully it doesn't take too long to be found.
It is a spring break 24-year-old Amber Van Heck will never forget, but one she would never want to live through again.
Freaking out a little bit.
She documented her long days stranded in the desert 20 miles from civilization with a video diary.
I just want to go home.
After a day at the Grand Canyon, she was headed to Havasu Pie.
It started with a very dumb decision because gas was $2.70 right outside the Grand Canyon, and I wanted to fill it before I went in. And I was like, that's really expensive. I'll just get enough to get me to the Grand Canyon.
But she made a wrong turn.
But I started driving around trying to find the road. I was like, God, I need to find the road, please.
Before Van Heck could find her way, her car ran out of gas and it was getting dark. The next day, in hopes of being found, she spelled out help with rocks.
I had seen enough movies where people were like, okay, we're gonna build a help sign.
She carefully rationed her food.
I was eating dried fruit, nuts, and seeds. And ramen occasionally when I would cook it in the dashboard.
And she allowed herself only 2 of her 34 bottles of water each day. Her phone stayed charged with her car's battery. But by day 5, she decided she had to leave the safety of her car and supplies and go in search of cell phone service.
I put another note on there, wrote on a piece of paper and duct taped it on there and said, I'm walking east to try and find cell phone signal. If you read this, please come help me.
She says after hiking for about 11 miles, she finally got a signal and was able to call 911. But after 49 seconds, the call dropped.
I wasn't sure I'd gotten enough information for them to help me.
But she had, and finally, help arrived in a helicopter.
I looked to the right, he looked to the right. He saw one object, I saw another object. And so what I saw was a glare.
Glare was her car, and with a note inside, they were able to find Van Heck.
I was crying and just a mess, and when Edgar walked up, he's like, "Hi, did you call?"
Van Heck says the ordeal has taught her a few things.
Learn to listen to my gut and actually, follow my inner advice.
What was your inner advice telling you?
Go get gas.
Lori Brown, Fox 4 News.
And by the way, the young woman is studying international business and diplomacy at the University of North Texas.